Chances are you didn't miss the Disney parks opening these past 2 weeks, but did you hear about the rides that are closing and the attractions that have been postponed? Gotcha there, didn't I? Lucky for you, we've got all the news you might have missed coming up. Happy, what day is it? Who knows? But what we do know is everything you need to know about the latest Disney park openings. I'm Margot Jordan, and thanks for coming to All Ears News Roundup. Now let's catch you up. First up, Disney World is open. If you've missed any of Molly's coverage of the Disney World opening, be sure to check out those videos after this. She's visited every park to see what's going on, how long the lines are, and if getting a boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance is still just as hard with fewer guests. Things are a little different in the parks right now. Capacity and hours are reduced, and you won't be seeing any parades, though you will get to see a bunch of characters. Remember that you need to have a park pass reservation in order to enter the parks now, along with a valid ticket. We've got a whole video to walk you through making that reservation too. It's super simple though, so don't sweat it. If you're staying on site at Disney World, know that transportation is still a bit limited. The Epcot monorail line doesn't have an opening date yet. Plus, all transportation is limiting the number of guests, so there's divided sections on buses and monorails. Oh, and the Skyliner is only seating one party per gondola. Therefore, give yourself plenty of time to get around. If you're considering driving or renting a car, you don't have to worry about transportation times. Next up, new mask protocols in the parks. Before the parks opened, we knew that everyone ages 2 and up would need to wear a mask in Disney Springs, around the hotels, and in the parks. But Disney later added clarification on what exactly a mask means. It must be made of at least 2 layers of breathable fabric. It also must fully cover the nose and mouth and secure under the chin. This means no bandanas or face shields. Masks must fit snugly but comfortably on the sides of the face and be secured with ties or ear loops. No gaiters. After about a week of the parks being open, Disney made a further clarification on when you need to wear your mask, specifically when it comes to eating and drinking while on the move. You must remain stationary and socially distanced when eating or drinking. That means you can't pull your mask down and sip some water while you're walking. Luckily, Disney has several relaxation stations and plenty of tables around Epcot for snacking in a safe environment. Now, let's talk about Disneyland Paris. I know we've all been caught up with Disney World opening, but Disneyland Park reopened to guests on July 15th. The European park is also following guidelines like mandatory masks, social distancing, and there's no parades or fireworks shows. Unfortunately, Hong Kong Disneyland has closed. Due to rising case numbers and input from the government, Hong Kong Disneyland has closed again for an indefinite amount of time. The second park closure began July 15th, and there's no reopening date in sight. Moving on, we are seeing a slew of attraction closings. It seems some rides and shows are on the chopping block. We are waiting for official word from Disney on these 3, but we're hearing that Stitch's Great Escape, Primeval Whirl, and Rivers of Light are all done. Stitch's Great Escape has been closed for a while already, but officially it's still an attraction, well, at least until this news broke. Primeval Whirl is another one that's been on the brink of extinction. It's been a seasonal attraction for a bit, only operating when crowds are high. Rivers of Light, however, was a surprise addition on the list. The show just got a makeover last year with a new version, but it seems it may not be returning with the rest of the fireworks and nighttime shows. With all the uncertainty right now, Disney is taking a step back on some big projects that were planned in Epcot. The epic Spaceship Earth refurb is on hold for the time being. The ride was supposed to get a major shakeup that would change the narration and several scenes. It was actually supposed to start during the park closures, but Disney has decided to put a hold on the project for now. Another attraction that we may not see for some time is that Mary Poppins attraction coming to the UK Pavilion. We really don't know too much about what this attraction might be, but now we're not even sure if it will be. We'll keep our ears to the ground for more news. Now, let's breathe a sigh of relief. As Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and Space 220 are still happening. We're just not sure when. But both projects were well underway before the parks closed, so they may seem to be making the cut even if they don't have opening dates. Phew! Now this is a segment we like to call In Case You Missed It. It's been a busy few weeks, so we'll forgive you if you missed some major Disney news, but here's the deets in case you did. First, 2020 tickets and hotel reservations are on sale. Disney had to pause on a few ticket and hotel packages for the rest of this year while they gauged their crowd levels and dealt with existing reservations that needed to be rescheduled. But now, everyone can book their next Disney trip for 2020 or pick up tickets for that one person on your reservation that was holding out. Secondly, dining reservations are open for everyone. In addition to hotel reservations for 2020, you can now make dining and experience reservations. You will need a dining reservation to eat at most table service restaurants in Disney World at the moment they're opening with limited capacity due to social distancing guidelines. Not all restaurants have opened just yet, so check out the full list of what's open at AllEars.net. Oh, and that reservation window has changed. You can now book dining 60 days in advance instead of 180 days out like it was before. In other news, Epcot's Food and Wine Festival has started. Well, sort of. This year, it's called A Taste of Epcot's Food and Wine Festival, but you've still got food booths all around World Showcase to get your snack on. Some of our favorites from Flower and Garden Festival have carried over as well, so if you missed out on this spring, you can still try a few goodies. I bet my fellow West Coasters are curious. What is going on in Disneyland? We are still waiting to hear when Disneyland might reopen, but in the meantime, you can get your shopping on at Downtown Disney. Downtown Disney reopened on July 9th, and while you can't dine in a restaurant in California, you can still dine outside and shop for some Disneyland anniversary merch celebrating the park's 65th year. It seems that hotel reservations are being canceled through August 8th, so while we don't have a date for their reopening, we know it won't be before the first week of August. Woo! The news just keeps coming. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and stay tuned to AllEars for all of the latest updates on how the parks are handling the reopening. I'm Margot Jordan, and I'll catch you next time.